Hey guys, welcome back to Clownfish TV. This is Neon. I am here with Geeky Sparkles.
Hello.
And we're going to talk about the media kind of asking why everybody is so mad at Amber Heard. Why is everybody turning on Amber Heard?
She's just the victim after all.
She's the victim. I think this is her new PR guy. You know, the guy who got Me Too'd? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think he's the one running with this story. Lots of articles over the last couple days now. The jury is in deliberations in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard trial, and they're like, poor Amber, why is Amber being singled out? And I'm like, I remember years of, hit pieces on Johnny Depp.
Right, yeah.
The media cheering when he lost jobs.
Yeah, the media has no problem, they had no problem, falling into line to report on that. But now, well, that's just not fair.
Yeah, when did the internet turn on her? Why did they?
Because it kept coming out more and more that there was evidence that she was lying.
Yeah, I mean, come on. If you watched any of the trial, and we only watched, parts of it here and there, but she kept getting caught lying.
The makeup company called her out.
This isn't like the internet is using her as a punching bag. Now, this is a very sensitive situation, but it became a very public situation because, one, they're celebrities, and two, she publicly defamed, I believe, Johnny Depp.
The trolling of Amber Heard. Why did the internet turn on her? Because your shit posts weren't enough, media. When there's actual evidence and people can actually see the court evidence and not just take you at your word.
Yeah.
And whatever you say the narrative is, and whatever they're paying you for her PR people probably. And why does it matter if the internet doesn't like her? They aren't the ones who decide the at the end anyway.
No, it's up to the jury. And as far as I know, the jury has not been privy to all the TikTok stuff and the YouTube stuff.
But isn't it interesting? They said the one thing that she hates, and that's why she hired the last PR teams, because she doesn't like bad press about her. Okay, so she fired her PR team to not have bad press about her. Now all the press that's coming out is targeting people who don't believe her on the internet.
Yeah, there's definitely something going on here. A lot of media outlets in lockstep. It's like, oh, this is all, all the hate's fabricated by YouTube and TikTok. And why is everybody being so mean to Amber Heard? And
yeah, but they could say that if there wasn't a live court case that people could actually see firsthand what the evidence was.
People are watching and forming an opinion themselves. There are a lot of people I've seen on Facebook and Twitter that really weren't paying attention to what was going on, or they were believing Amber Heard, and after they started seeing all of the evidence come out, they're like, yeah, she's lying. She's totally lying.
But the media is mad because how dare you form an opinion of your own? The only opinion you should have is the one they give you.
That's right. So we're going to talk about this before we get into it any further. Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. Over 268,000 subs. Almost 269,000. Happy Memorial Day. We're going to do a video on Top Gun here later. And again, a big thank you to all the men and women who have served. And it's definitely appreciated. And we're thankful to be able to speak our minds. We can speak our minds because of people like you. So, and some other people can speak their minds because of people like you. And, you get to be stupid on Twitter.
Yeah.
Because of the men and women who served. Anyway, MSNBC had this article a couple days ago. We've got what's this one? CNET yesterday. It's trial by TikTok and YouTube.
Except that TikTok and YouTube aren't the ones that are, deciding what happens here.
Right. Again, as far as I know, the jury is only looking at the evidence. They're supposed to stay neutral. They're not watching YouTube videos or TikTok videos.
So trial by media and determination by media is fine. But if anybody has an opinion outside of what their opinion is, this is a dangerous precedent. You're supposed to listen to us blindly.
Well, that's basically what the articles are implying. It's like this is dangerous to go, be strung up by social media. But I'm like, that's what they did to Johnny Depp.
Well, that's what the media does to everybody else constantly. It's okay when they do it.
It's okay when they do it. But how dare you, view the evidence for yourself? And this is another thing. Amber Heard did not want this trial televised.
Wonder why.
And the closing arguments, God, they were brutal. I watched the closing arguments against her, and they were brutal. I mean, absolutely brutal. Johnny Depp's lawyers were just like on point. And when you
objection hearsay.
Yeah, when you put it all together, all the lies and the half-truths and all this other stuff, weeks of this, you get a picture that, this is a highly dysfunctional marriage, right?
Yeah, I was going to say, let's be...
it's a mess, right? And Johnny Depp, he has substance abuse problems. But she is also a conniver and a liar.
Well, it seems like she kept deliberately trying to set it. She'd have these video clips. Well, why was she... To get him that mad, she would have done something before she turned the camera on.
Yeah.
But you weren't seeing that. And then it was like, I'm going to irritate him, then turn the camera on and say, I'm doing it for my protection. It's like, cry bully.
So now Amber Heard is being trolled. She's being trolled, poor Amber Heard. And this article, this is in the Times UK. And they're going through all the stuff and how, oh my God, people are making money off of Etsy and people are making money off of TikTok. Apparently, the writer of this article was not around during the O.J. Simpson trial.
Well, a lot of the stuff wasn't around then. TikTok and Etsy and stuff,
well, I'm just saying, like, there was a lot
products.
Of any celebrity trial. There's a circus around it, and this is one of the highest profile celebrity trials in history, and it's become a freaking event. It's become must-see TV for a lot of people, and again, if she came out looking, with a consistent story, I think a lot of people would have been like, oh yeah, poor Amber. Maybe Johnny's not what we thought he was.
I have to say something though. This paragraph. Over the past few weeks, I've been informed by generally perfectly reasonable people who call themselves feminists and hadn't previously expressed any fondness for Depp that Heard was blatantly, obviously, utterly hateful. Wait, let me get this straight. So the author of this article is like, I've been informed by who normally are perfectly reasonable people, but now because they don't agree with my opinion, they're not perfectly reasonable people. And you are clearly not a feminist unless you completely side with a woman where the evidence is stacked strongly against her and it looks like she was a bitch. Unless you agree with that. And you automatically should agree. If you call yourself a feminist, then the woman's always right. Well, I got news for you. The woman is not always right. And in this case, it's a prime example where the woman is not always right. I'm so fucking tired and I get these men coming at me. I'm a male feminist and you're not feminist enough. An agent told me that once. Fuck you. I can say whatever I want, think whatever I want. I'm a woman. You don't get to tell me what to think. I'm not anti-woman if I don't decide with what you think. That paragraph right there sums all this shit up and it pissed me off.
She's a manipulative gold digger who married Depp as a way of elevating her profile and who, far from being a victim of domestic abuse, is clearly a perpetrator of it. Well, they had her on tape saying she hit him.
You can just tell. There's evidence.
Yep. They have damned the way in which she cried on the witness stand as not merely unconvincing, but further proof of her inferior acting skills.
They literally have her pose with a tissue. Look over there to see. Look where the camera's at, waiting for the picture to be taken. When the flash flashes, then she takes the tissue down and goes back to speaking. She's literally posing for the fucking photo on camera.
They're calling her Amber Turd and selling T-shirts.
They are, but that's funny.
They are. They've got TikTok videos. A TikTok video of Lance Bass, formerly of NSYNC, mockingly reenacting. I haven't seen this one yet. Mockingly reenacting the section of Heard's testimony in which she described a time Depp allegedly hit her for the delectation of his $1.4 million followers. He deleted the clip. She is every fake manipulative woman you've ever met in your life in one person. One female friend tells me. She's the proof #MeToo went too far, says another, also female. It's because of her legitimate victims of domestic violence aren't believed.
I agree 100% with these women.
That is the case. And it's the case with male victims too. Like, unfortunately, like look at the situation around Me Too. And there were men who came forward during this time and their stories went down the memory hole. I remember Brendan Fraser came out. Mm-hmm. I remember somebody had allegations against George Takei and that disappeared. Mm-hmm.
It always disappears.
I'm just saying.
Unless you're Kevin Spacey.
Yeah, that just keeps coming back to bite him in the ass. Maybe that's the problem. He wants somebody to bite him in the ass.
I just like this next thing you're talking about. There was 2 chip jars at a counter at a coffee shop, and one was labeled Johnny Depp, and the other was labeled Amber Heard, and his jar was stuffed to the brim, and Heard's was empty.
That is, yeah. I mean, look, I'm sorry. When you have a high-profile case and everything is on display, you don't just have a jury of 12 peers. You have a jury of hundreds of millions of people watching everything, processing everything. If there was sufficient evidence that she was telling the truth and her story was consistent and believable, she would have more dollar bills in her jar.
Right, public opinion. Now, here's the same author. Now, I'm not in the business of defending Heard.
Really?
I think her treatment is dubious that we, the public, have formed on siding with a man over a woman. You mean up here where you said that you were informed by generally perfectly reasonable people that call themselves feminists? that she, I thought you didn't, but now you're like, I have no dog in this fight, honest, after you've already put a paragraph out there stating to the opposite. But my feeling on this is I wasn't there, so I don't know. Well, you guys weren't there and you didn't know, but you had no problem vilifying Johnny Depp.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think this author in particular that I know of, but many media outlets ran with the story that Johnny Depp was an abuser just because she said so. He lost tens of millions of dollars in revenue because he lost contracts, he lost movie roles because of these allegations. So yeah, I mean, this is like, well, I wasn't there. Neither was the jury. And guess what? They get to decide based on the evidence that everybody else has already heard.
Well, no, it doesn't matter what the jury decides, because according to this, it's genuinely the first example of trial by TikTok. No, it's not. And then it's like, Me Too and Men Too. And she's famously complicated and contradictory person who exists in a time when that sort of thing is perceived as unacceptable, undermining to one's integrity, as opposed to, say, the inevitable function of being alive and human.
What the fuck? So now it's going to her life story.
I'm not taking sides.
Okay, so here's the thing. So if it was just one article, okay, but we're seeing daily there are articles being like, and I think they know, I think the PR team knows that she's screwed. Regardless of whether or not Johnny Depp actually wins the case, right? Well, I'm just saying, regardless of...
Wait, no, did you say, how do we go from believing women to cheering for their humiliation?
Yes. So regardless of whether or not he has won the case, he's already won.
He has.
He's already, and I'm sorry, the evidence presented made her look bad. She made herself look bad. Her PR team helped her look bad. And this reeks of her new PR guy going from publication to publication every day. I mean, we're going 28th, 29th, what is this? This is 28th. 28th, 29, 30. Daily articles defending Amber Heard.
To like her. And this is after they said that she changed her PR team because she couldn't stand that people had thought badly of her in the bad press.
Yes.
And then all of a sudden... And then there were articles being done that when stuff was coming out, like when the makeup company said, she was lying. Oh, they all were running with that one. And then suddenly she gets a new PR team, and now it's like, oh, poor Amber Heard. You're not a real feminist unless you believe her. I'm like, the just believes. How about we just don't believe anybody? I mean, it's like, here's the thing: there should be evidence, and there should be reason to believe people. But if you're going to believe women, you should believe men too. Because if women are abused and you're supposed to automatically believe them, then if a man says he's abused, you should automatically believe them too.
Yeah. He's like, well, shit, I don't, I understand, there's some black marks, like all the money she promised to donate that she didn't. And
to children in the hospital, sick children.
She dated Elon Musk. Some people aren't sure they approve of that. Who the fuck cares?
I don't care who she dated. That's nothing to do with it.
You just got done saying she's a complicated person and she had a lot of different opinions about things, and you should accept all those opinions.
Well, if you're a real feminist, then you should be fine with anything she does because she's a woman. Actually, if they're a real feminist, they should be okay with anything I say and do because I'm a woman.
So no, the problem is Amber Heard made herself look bad. Amber Heard's, lawyers were clownish.
Well, what's funny to me is when I see a lot of people selling the merch or selling the different things or talking about it, the majority of them have been women.
Yes. And in fact, this author is like, is this author male or female? This is Polly Vernon. Okay. Mm-hmm. Well, this author, though, keeps saying, my quote unquote feminist friends, these women. If
you don't agree, if you don't believe her, if you don't automatically go along with this author's opinion, you are not technically a feminist person. You are previously rational, but you're a completely irrational person now because your opinion, instead of like looking at it like a scientific something, here's my hypothesis. Does the data, confirm that? Mm-hmm. No. It doesn't. So you're twisting it around that basically the data, people aren't agreeing with you. They're not agreeing with you because they were previously rational, but now they're not. They're converted by the coup of TikTok.
Oh my God. So this absolutely is the PR firm. This is the PR guy. Because they're talking about the conservative websites paying for articles.
Yeah, all the talking points.
All the talking points. Then we get down. These are all this. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about media and PR. Because we see this a lot with certain authors and celebrities when they do a media push. Usually they pitch stories to certain publications. They have a list of contacts. And you'll see a lot of the same people getting the same treatment. You know what I'm saying? Like if the PR person has a contact at like, you know, MSNBC or Harper's Bazaar or whatever, Vanity Fair, right? You're going to see a lot of people that you're going to be scratching your head and be like, who the hell is this? And they're getting an article all of a sudden. In
like when
Vanity
they
Fair.
did a whole article about N.D. Stevenson doing She-Ra, not even about She-Ra itself.
Yeah, because Stevenson paid for a publicist. And I can tell you, I know exactly which publicist
we do.
They used. I know for a fact who it was. And all of a sudden, you'll start seeing this person's name come up in places that normally would not cover comic books or cartoons or anything like that. In this case, you know, these stories are being pitched. They're being given, these are the talking points. You know, if you want access in the future or you want to have an interview or you want whatever, you want money.
Depends on the deal.
Depends on the deal, but they will talk to these journalists. They'll reach out to them. They'll give them talking points. So you'll start to see a lot of articles, and they won't all dump at the exact same time. They usually have a plan. The fact that we have 3 articles on major media outlets, 1, 2, 3 days in a row with pretty much the same talking points means they're trying to saturate the news feed with this point of view. This is coming from a publicist.
People already decided. Now they're just thinking that, you know what's going to happen though? People are just going to think these quote unquote news outlets are not reputable. Yeah.
Yeah, but here, so right after we, talk about the conservative websites, paying to sabotage Amber Heard because, she's a politician.
I'm sure that they're paying to try to do damage control too. 100% sure.
Yeah. Well, if they're paying to promote Amber Heard articles, it's because they know those articles will get clicks and lead to ad revenue. Just like every other media outlet, you promote content you think is going to go viral.
I'm not talking about the news outlet. I'm talking about the people that want them to run these stories.
Oh, yeah. I have no doubt. So here we go. The trial is revealing a lot about Johnny Depp and Amber Heard, but it's revealing a lot more about us. Why is our supposedly progressive culture suddenly obsessed with old school misogynistic tropes about lying harlots?
Because she flippin' did this stuff and they have evidence of it in the court case.
How did we go from believing women to cheering their humiliation?
Because if she did the stuff that the evidence is showing in the court case, she's a shitty person. She didn't give, she didn't turn the money over to the Children's Hospital. Are we supposed to just cheer for that? No.
They've got her in multiple instances saying she hit Johnny Depp. I've yet to see any evidence that Johnny Depp hit her. Mm-hmm. They have her caught red-handed, not paying the Children's Hospital and the other.
That she went on. She went to places and said she did.
Right, multiple instances. And then when she wasn't getting anywhere, all of a sudden these news stories came up.
Yeah, right. She hires a new PR guy.
Right, and so I'm sorry. The bigger problem here is how can people believe other victims going forward, because people like Amber Heard have tried to play the system, and basically it was a PR thing. It was like, oh, hey, I'm going to be an Aquaman. Me Too's hot right now. Let's do this article.
And I'll get back at Johnny Depp.
Win, win, win. I'm going to promote the movie and I'm going to get back at my ex.
They had the person testify that she pretty much told them that she was going to be at the courthouse for a restraining order and posed for the damn picture.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't know why people think she's a lying sack of dog shit. I wonder why.
It's like, I'm sorry, she did this to herself. And by extension, I agree. I think the unintentional side effect of this is that legit victims are going to come forward.
And I'm worried about that.
And people might be skeptical because Amber Heard cried wolf, But then the flip side of that is if men come forward and say, hey, I've been abused too, maybe they won't be laughed out of the room.
Right.
Because up to this point with Me Too, it's basically been, it's all men abusing women because men,
because of misogynistic tropes.
Right. Men and their privilege. And meanwhile, there are men and boys that have been abused and in many cases by women, So, I mean, it's absolutely going to complicate things. And, again, you can point it back to Amber Heard and be like, she wouldn't have done that. And if she would have did the shit she promised to do, maybe this wouldn't have happened.
Right. But they have her like a whole bunch of ways. Yeah. They've disproved so much. I don't understand why they don't believe her. Why are people thinking we're full of shit too now? I don't know, MSNBC. Well, you're MSNBC, so that tells me everything I need to know right to begin with. You and CNN should just start a club.
Well, that's the thing. And they were very correct in this. They're like, the internet's court of opinion has already made up its mind. She's lying. And if nothing else, even if he doesn't win his case, he might
won.
He won. He won. He said his whole purpose was to clear his name, and enough of this shit came out, and he didn't look good either. I mean, there was a lot of shit that came out I'm sure he wishes wouldn't have come out, but he was willing to risk it because it's like he had nothing else to lose at this point.
I love this when they're talking about reportedly been paid for by conservative websites.
Reportedly.
Yeah, here's the thing. Okay, the only
Allegedly.
way, here's the thing. What I want to see is all of MSNBC's and these other places, their money they spent on promoting their blogs and their different articles.
Yeah.
And how much did they spend on promoting the pro Amber Heard articles?
Yeah.
How much are they given to spend on that by her PR team?
Yeah, so just watch for this. I'm not sure when deliberations are over. I haven't been watching it super close, but I'm telling you, as somebody who worked in media and PR, there's a PR machine behind this, because we're talking daily articles hitting basically the same talking points in major publications that would be on a list that somebody has. And like, I know this journalist over here, and I know this journalist here, and I know this journalist here. And it's all
I'm sure
about
if
saving face.
you could tie these all together in some way to the people that her PR people.
Yeah, I'm absolutely positive that is what's going on here. So they're trying to save face because it doesn't look too good right now. Her career is going to be in shambles.
And it doesn't, but here's the kicker. It doesn't, this is what I don't understand. Why waste all the time and money? Because it doesn't matter what the internet thinks. If it's about her innocence or, whatever, and it's about the trial, it only matters what the people that are in a jury think and what the judge thinks. It doesn't matter what the general public thinks, except to her, it does.
Because she said, again, she hired this PR firm because she was worried about her image. And honestly, as a celebrity, you should be very worried about your image because it was Depp's image being ruined that cost him tens of millions of dollars.
They all had no problem running with that.
Yeah, that was Johnny Depp, wife beater Johnny Depp.
It's easy for them to fall into misogynistic tropes where they're basically accusing people of misogyny.
Yeah.
I mean, they have no problem believing and promoting misogynistic tropes. But now they're like, oh, don't listen to misogynistic tropes after they leveraged it to, make it all his fault for years.
Yeah, and he took a hit. And frankly, he lost more than she did because he's worth more. Financially, at the end of the day, he's an A-lister in Hollywood. He lost a shit ton of money because of her.
And they flat out said the reason they didn't cut her from Aquaman for the most part was because she basically sucked.
She sucked. Yeah. So, and he got her the job, supposedly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's a lot of shit that came out that paints a very poor picture of the situation. And, it's a mess. It's unfortunate. But again, I think the biggest problem going forward is that victims might not be believed as easily now because of, this.
Yeah.
So congratulations, Amber Heard. You've just made it harder for women to come forward with legit stories of abuse. Good on you, I guess, right?
Yep. Congratulations.
Good for you. I'm going to wrap it up.
Yep.
Please subscribe for more pop culture news, views, and rants, guys. We'll talk later.
Bye.
Now he's just tasty, delicious, rotten flesh meat, which I can consume. Don't read into it too much.
Just like our museum, the cafe's open and Brewster is eager to serve. I don't think this was in the show. Run. Oh, you got splatted. Oh, she was begging and you kicked her in the face.
I don't care.
Hey guys, Squid King here, and today we're in a—
Not girl boss, not girl boss at all. She is not a material girl.
She is not. Oh, it's Christmas time here in your mom. Nobody wants to join your mom.
What?
Like I can't even cook kid cuisine right. I would last about 2 minutes with Gordon Ramsay.
What? Where is he?
He's hiding. He's hiding from you.
Better.
Oh my God, you got the axe.
Walker, does this look like Steven Universe? Let me punch him! Well, I'm just here for the wax. Right where you belong.
Get in the dirt.
Well, that was a combination of events I probably shouldn't have put together. Anyways, let's open this bottle too.
Chica Pinata. Is that official?
Oh, no.
There's a bootleg.
Hello. I'm sorry.
Hey guys, it's Diamond Tool.
Let's make a farm.
Like and subscribe and buy my merch.
I mean, while you're here, you guys should really like and subscribe and buy our merch, all of which we have.
That is true. You can't run them carrying trash. You can get away with one F-bomb per PG-13 movie.
I wish I'd known that sooner.
Yeah. All right, so we're going to wrap this effer up.
Yes.